It's so good to come together and figure out what you want to do. Maybe you grab one block and put it in between your ankles for me this morning as a way to sit up nice and tall. That's where I'm gonna go with this, so that I can sit up nice and tall and really kind of adjust my sit bones into something as we look at this week of grounding and stability. And the theme of today's class is something I'm gonna really take with me, and it's bumps on the road, right? Like bumps in our path and these potholes that we hit continuously along the way. And it's like you can be speeding through life and things seem great and you hit a couple potholes, but they don't really throw you for a loop. And then it's like that one day you're driving down some mindless neighborhood street and you hit one of those really big speed bumps and the bottom of the car completely falls out and you're like, okay, what the hell is all of this about? And that's life in itself. It's all these little things in the way of our path that inevitably could thieve us of joy and happiness. And our ability to really examine these things and not make sense of everything, right? I think as spiritual people, we try to make sense of everything, but to just recognize they're there to teach us a lesson that we'll learn in the future. So today I'm gonna say, take a moment as we close our eyes to really just observe in your life these minor or major potholes you've been strumming against. And if the treads of the tires are starting to give out, or if you feel like they're teaching you something, maybe to swerve, maybe to pivot, whatever it may be, but just recognizing that these speed bumps are there inevitably to teach us something. So take the arms, sweep them up overhead and clasp onto opposite elbows for me. And I want you to close the eyes for a moment and just breathe and push the elbows into the hands and feel the lift of the heart. And take a moment to just come into your body, come into your breath. And with the eyes shut, see those potholes. Maybe they're even ahead in the future and you're gonna be swiveling over them. And recognizing that emotions are just feelings and they come and go. And oftentimes we attach them to our ego. We attach them to ourself and we start to identify with these potholes as our life. And things not going well. And I want you to just take in the fact that that's what life is. Inevitably, it's about not having control and about these speed bumps coming in our direction and making us swerve and making us pivot and flattening the tires in order for us to see things. So you don't have to make meaning of all of it, but sometimes they really are there just to wake us up. And maybe to scare us, maybe to chase away some fear. Take a smooth breath in. Open through the mouth, let it out. And again, inhaling through the nose. Open through the mouth, let it out. And one more, take a smooth breath in. Pause at the top, lift the chest and hold it. And then stick out the tongue and let it roar. Closing through the mouth, find your Ujjayi breath right away. And then melt into that breath and let your eyes open as you sweep your arms up overhead. And then latch your right elbow on top of the left and eagle wrap your arms. We're gonna do that again. Inhale, sweep your arms to the sky. Clasp opposite elbows for me, lean back. And then exhale, take the arms wide and thread your left elbow on top of the right. A couple more times. So you can even close the eyes here and just breathe and feel intuitively into your body and recognize these little potholes along your path. These little bumps, right? Like razor burn when we shave. It's like, ugh, they're kind of yucky. But they're there just for a little bit. And then things get easy and smooth again, right? So recognizing that in your life. A few more times. freeing up the chest, freeing up the upper spine for a class that inevitably is going to take us in that direction of looking at the bums and trying to pivot past them. Next time the right arm's on top, pause and breathe. Just take a moment, feel it out for me. And then twist towards the right. Let the arms splash open wide. Take the left hand to the right knee and sweep the right arm back and up so you find a little lean towards your left leg for me. And then breathe into the side body and turn your chest, maybe look underneath the armpit even. And then let that top hand fall down towards that bottom knee. Take a moment to round through the spine, tuck the chin into the throat, beauties. Feel out the low back even. And then from here, clasp opposite elbows and lift up through the chest and just kind of swerve side to side, waking up the upper back. Like, oh, got it. Now the arms will go back up overhead, but drop your right hand behind your head and take a little lean to the left. Breathe into that, take the left fingertips down to the ground, walk them out for me, twist even deeper to the right when you're ready, and then fan that right arm overhead and feel into that. Should feel nice, no? Sweep that arm down and forward to the face. Tent the fingers with both hands, lift your chest today, and then sweep it back up to the sky. Clasp opposite elbows, press the arms back, and then exhale, splash them wide and thread the left arm on top of the right and lift your chest. Twist it over to the left, let the arms open for me. Right hand, left knee, sweep that left arm back, up, and then over to the right as you get a little lean in a side bend. Pick up through the belly, reach through the fingertips of that top hand. Now top hand falls down to that front knee, round the back, pull the belly in, take a moment, bow humbly to the heart, beauties. And then grab those elbows for me, start to lift the chest. So you just start to feel it out through the side body. Drop your left hand down and give me a little lean over to the right and feel out the side body there too. Now your right fingertips are going to come down to the ground, walk them out, push down through the hips, extend that left arm overhead and turn your chest and gaze underneath it for a moment and keep squeezing the belly in. Left arm goes forward to the face, bring the fingertips down for me, lift your spine one more time, sweep the arms up overhead. Clasp opposite elbows, let the chest go back, and then pull the arms forward for me, round, and just kind of move into that waist again. So life gets bumpy, right? Swing those arms a little bigger now. Man, it gets bumpy all the time. It's like, oh, I want this smooth ride, and then something just completely fumbles the path, right? Kind of an interesting thing. Inhale, sweep the arms to the sky, let them go wide for me. Hands will come to the ground immediately. I'm gonna spin to the side so you can see. So I've got that block in between my feet. Bring the hands forward for me. Squeeze your outer ankles in. Inhale, lengthen your chest forward for me. Exhale, round your back and pick up through the belly. And let's do a couple more of those. Stretch the spine forward, stack the shoulders over the wrists, wiggle your hips, and then exhale, round and pull your belly in. One more time. Inhale, reach the chest a little bit further for me. Exhale, round your back, find that cat, and then tuck your toes, but keep your outer ankles around the block as you take it back right away into a downward facing dog. And then 1 foot at a time, put your right toes and your left on top of that block today and push your heels back so you get this giant lift through the thighs as you press into the hands. And then lifting your heels, slide into a plank and just feel it out for a moment. Stacking your shoulders over the wrists, finding the height today. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take it back without flipping that block behind you, right? And then let the heels go down so you stretch the calf out. Try that again. Inhale, you ripple forward into plank. Pull your chest forward for me today. Pick up through your belly strength. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take it back, drop the head. So recognize, even when we fall off that path, even when the obstacles and the challenges come in, slide into plank, there's a decision. There's a decision with how we're gonna react, what we're gonna gain from the information, from the pothole, from the flattening of the tires, from losing control, whatever it may be. Downward facing dog. right? Like there's always a lesson to be learned, beauties. Sink the heels down, stretch it out, feel it out. What's going on? What are those speed bumps like? Okay, lift your heels high, slide into plank. They might feel really bad, right? Some days they might feel like a blessing. Right knee up or right arm, tap it for me. Kick it back, tap, right knee up or right arm. Kick it back, tap, right knee up or right arm. Kick it back, tap, right knee up or right arm. One more, kick it back, tap, right knee up or right arm. Kick it back, and then step it in between your hands. Come onto your left fingertips, take the right arm up, and then lift that left thigh and look towards that right arm overhead. Breathe into that. Ooh, yeah. Right hand comes down to the ground, lower your left knee down, untuck the toes onto the block. Press into that right foot for me. Lunge into the hips for a moment. Really feel a stretch through the top of the left thigh. So maybe the right foot even walks forward a little bit more if you need for that. Whew. Inhale, arms sweep up overhead. Clasp onto opposite elbows right away and pull your chest back today. And then exhale, let the arms go wide. Thread your right arm on top of the left. Lean back as you push into the feet and breathe. Exhale, arms will come right down to the ground when you're ready. Tuck the toes from that left leg, lift the knee for me, and then slide into a curtsy at the top of the mat right away. Arms can sweep back like wings. Now hands come down to the ground, left foot next to the right, spin the toes out and drop your hips to the ground and give me a little squat right away. Inhale, lift your hips, straighten through the legs. Lunge your right foot back and get the toes all the way to that block if you can. That's kind of scary, right? Plant your hands, downward dog, left leg next to the right. Sink the heels to the ground, stretch into the sides of the body. Inhale, slide into a plank. Left knee, upper left arm, tap. Sweep it back, but hover it. Inhale, tap. Exhale, sweep it back, hover it. Inhale, tap. Exhale, sweep it back, hover for 3. Inhale, tap, sweep it back for 4. Exhale, tap, sweep it back for 5. Knee to nose, step it in between your hands this time. Keep that right knee high, take your left arm to the sky and give me a twist. Open your chest, pull your left hip in, and then lift up high through the right thigh. Now right knee lowers down, untuck the toes to the ground, let the arms come to the ground, and then walk the left foot forward if you need a little bit more to stretch the top of that right thigh out. Take a moment, really see if you can feel that. Okay, arms are gonna swoop to the sky. Find the clasp of the opposite elbows this time. Nudge that left hip back, lean your chest back for a moment, get into the thoracic, and then exhale, let the arms splash wide. Left elbow on top of the right. Inhale, lift your chest to the sky. Exhale, hands come down to the ground, frame it out. Tuck your right toes on that block, lift that right knee. Now from here, right foot behind the left, there's a curtsy, arms go back. Fingertips come down, step your right foot wide, turn the toes out and squat it down right away. Oh yeah, there might be a little snap, crackle, pop in the hips, right? Hands go down, you're lunging back from your left leg and find that block if you can. So you're reaching back and then right foot back, downward facing dog. Drop your head. And there's this little challenging and exciting sense of finding it, right? Inhale, slide forward into plank. Now picking up through the belly strength, look forward and lower down halfway. So you give me a chaturanga. Press it right back up to plank, downward facing dog. Okay, here we go. Slide into plank, tap the right knee to the upper right arm. Sweep it to the sky, super high. So I've got to find the balance for my belly. Knee to nose, step your right foot through your hands. Take your right arm up. Give me the twist. Lower the back knee down and right away sweep it up this time and clasp opposite elbows again. So you get some stability in that front leg. Now let the arms sweep wide. Right elbow on top of the left, lean back. Find your feet grounded into the mat. Hands come down to the ground. Lift your left knee, tucking the toes on the blocks for me, and then straighten out your right leg this time and feel that out. Okay, we're gonna bend the right knee, pull the chest forward, lift your left leg, take it behind the right. There's our little curtsy. Fingertips come down, feet hips distance, turn the toes out, and squat it down and lift your hands off the ground. Hands come back down. On an inhale, right leg lunges all the way back. Find the block, ooh. And then left leg back, downward facing dog. And notice that emphasis, right? So it's a lot of belly action. That's what I'm looking for in the beginning. Inhale, slide into plank when you're ready. Look forward, lower down halfway, chaturanga strength. Press it right back to plank, downward facing dog. Inhale, slide into plank, tap the left knee to the upper left arm right away. Kick it to the sky really high without flipping the block underneath the right thigh. Knee to the nose, step it in between your hands. Take your left arm up, give me the twist. Lower your right knee down again. Inhale, arms sweep up, clasp opposite elbows right away. Exhale, arms go wide. Left elbow on top of the right. So I pull back a little bit more and carve more chest. Hands go down to the ground. Lift your right knee again, tucking the toes, but straighten both legs. So it's a pyramid pose. Notice that tricky little balance from the back leg. So catch your footing, bend your left knee, right foot behind the left, there's that curtsy again. Arms sweep back, fingers to the ground, feet hips distance, toes go out. You squat it down. Take your hands off the ground. Hands go down, here's that huge lunge, left leg back. I gotta find that block from my belly. Hands down, right leg back, downward facing dog. It's kind of funky, no? Inhale, slide into plank. Look forward, lower down halfway, chaturanga strength. Push right back up to plank, downward facing dog. Let's try one more round. Slide into plank, right knee, upper right arm. Sweep it to the sky without flipping the block underneath the left thigh. Knee to nose, step it in between your hands. Right arm goes up, give me a twist. Okay, how about a crescent with my toes on the block? Feel into that, clasp opposite elbows. Inhale, arms go wide. Right elbow on top of the left. Lift your chest and hug your belly in as much as you can. So you find the strength to the legs. Exhale, hands come down to the ground. Right away, straighten both legs out into that pyramid. Bend your right knee, pull the chest forward. Left foot behind the right, there's my curtsy. Hands go down, toes turn out, squat it down, drop your butt. Pick your hands off the ground. Inhale, hands go down, lunge your right leg all the way back. So it's giant, you gotta find it. Like, oh, where's that block? Maybe pull it in a bit. Left leg back, downward facing dog. I love a good challenge, right? Slide forward to plank. Keep looking forward, lower down halfway, beauties. Press it right back up to plank, downward facing dog. Last side, left knee, upper left arm, tap and plank. Kick it to the sky, super high, don't flip that right block. Knee to nose, step it in between your hands. Find your balance, left arm goes up, give me the twist, and then come on up. You gotta catch your crescent. And then notice the difference from side to side. So that's the thing that can almost feel alarming. Arms go wide, left elbow on top of the right, lift your chest. Is how different it'll feel from one side to the other in this crescent variation, right? I know. Fingertips come down to the ground, straighten both legs out, forward fold, take a little bow. Don't I know? Bend your left knee for me. Right foot behind the left, there's that curtsy. Give me a snap. Hands go down, feet go wide, turn the toes out, squat it down. Hands are gonna go down, you're gonna lunge that left leg back. So I gotta find that block in space. Oh, and you might not even hit it, right? It might take a couple tries. That's what's good about it. Downward facing dog. It's learning that. Okay, drop your feet outside the block for me. Hug it in. So it's in between the feet, the ankles, beauties. Slide into plank from here. Lower down halfway, and then flip over the toes, but squeeze the block with your outer heel bones to find an up dog. Downward facing dog, squeeze the block in between the feet. Walk it in just a bit if you need. So you got the block, depending what kind of block you have. Cork, styrofoam, it's there. Can you lift your heels high, bend your knees, and tiptoe the block to the top of the mat? Or you can even hop it if you're feeling very daring.
So you come all the way to the hands with the block in between the feet. That's a big squeeze. And then inhale, lengthen your chest for me. Exhale, forward fold, drop your head, let it go. Shake it yes, shake it no. Keep the block where it is, sweep the arms, rise up to stand. Clasp those opposite elbows overhead. Oh yeah. And then exhale, let the arms go wide. Right elbow on top of the left, lift your chest. Now from here, bend your knees, sit back like an Utkatasana and squeeze the block in between your inner ankles for me. Inhale, arms go up to the sky, clasp onto opposite elbows again. Lean back. Exhale, left elbow on top of the right. Sink your butt back into an Utkatasana and squeeze that block. Okay, hands go down, forward fold. Take a little rest. So you've got the block. So it's sort of at the top of the mat, where I'm at. Bring it back and put it right in the middle. Bring it on its lowest level for me. Hands go down when you're ready. Lunge your right leg back, followed by the left. Down dog, drop your head. Okay, here we go. The block is there. See your hands, you're gonna hop past it, right? So make sure you've got some distance to do it. Lift your heels high, bend your knees, and hop over the bump. Because life gets bumpy. Inhale, lengthen your chest for me. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Sweep your arms, rise up to stand. Clasp opposite elbows, lean back. Exhale, let your arms sweep back, right foot behind the left. It's a curtsy. Okay, hands come down, right leg lunges back. Left leg kicks back, you chaturanga and lower to the block. And then your thighs hit it as you curl over the toes for an up dog. Downward facing dog. Now take that block, flip it to its second highest level this time. You're gonna hop over it again. See it like a bump in the path. Lift your heels high, bend your knees, hop over it. Inhale, lengthen your chest. Forward fold, drop your head. Sweep the arms, rise up to stand. Clasp opposite elbows for me. Let the arms sweep back, left foot behind the right, curtsy snap. Hands go down, left leg lunges back. You gotta lift up through the belly to kick your right leg back, chaturanga, curl over the right and left this time for an up dog. So I get that lift in my pelvis, downward facing dog. Okay, shall we try it? Block on its highest level today. You gotta think I'm hopping over it. And maybe you don't. This might be the point where you completely bottom out, you hit the block and you kind of fall down. Think of it like life. It's a metaphor, guys, right? So look past your hands, lift your heels high. Bend your knees and then squeeze up through the belly to hop over it for me. Inhale, lengthen your chest. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Inhale, sweep your arms, rise to stand. Clasp opposite elbows overhead, lean back, and then bend your knees, Utkatasana. Okay, so I've got to hop over that block for chaturanga. Lift your heels, let the arms go back. Find a little skier pose, squeeze in. Hands go down. You're gonna hop it back to chaturanga it out. Hop. I hit the block, curl over the toes, a big up dog, semi, downward facing dog. Take the block to the top of the mat. Drop your head, shake it no, shake it yes. Slide into plank, right knee to the upper right arm. Sweep it to the sky, hop up this time, step it through. Spin the back heel flat. Inhale, warrior one, clasp opposite elbows overhead. So you breathe into it for me. Now straighten through the right thigh when you're ready. Turn the right foot in, turn to the back of the mat. Let the arms go wide. Right elbow on top of the left as you bend the knee and forward fold inside the thigh. So my right elbow's on top of the left. Now left hand, left shin, let it spin open to triangle with your right arm overhead. Right arm can reach past your ear, so lengthen it for me. And then let the right arm come past the face. Give me a bend in the right leg. So you rainbow it today. Inhale, arms sweep up to the left. Turn your right foot out, warrior two to the top of the mat. Pause and breathe. Spread the fingers on both hands. Turn the left toe slightly forward for me. Hug your right hip in. Inhale, reverse it right away. Right arm overhead. Exhale, hands come down to the ground. Think you're lifting that leg past a speed bump as you lower down. Curling over right and left for an up dog. Downward facing dog. Take a moment, collect your breath. Second side. Left knee up or left arm this time. Sweep it to the sky, hop. Step it through, find a warrior one. Clasp opposite elbows right away. Lean back, lift your chest. Straighten through the left thigh, turn it to the back of the mat. Left arm on top of the right as you forward fold inside your thigh. Right hand, right shin, splash it open to a triangle. Breathe. It's small, flare the toes up for me. And then from here, left arm reaches overhead. Let it take you into that bend in the left leg. It's a rainbow. Arms sweep to the right. Turn the left leg out. Warrior two to the second side. My right toes spin in just a bit. My left hip hugs back and in, and then bend deep into that left leg. Flip the palm, reverse it back right away. Exhale, hands come down to the ground. Think that speed bump as I lift up to shoot back and chaturanga it out. Maybe no vinyasa if you're done with it, right? And downward facing dog, smooth out any knots to the breath. Make it fluid, make it smooth, so you can really find your path again. Let's do that one more time. Right knee up or right arm. Sweep it to the sky, hop up, step it through. Find your warrior one. Clasp opposite elbows. Straighten through the leg, pivot to the back of the mat. Devotional warrior, right elbow on top of the left. Left hand to the left shin, splash it open to a triangle right away. Right arm overhead, bend your right knee. It's a rainbow today. Arms sweep up, warrior two to the right, left arm back behind you. Flip the palm, take it up to the sky, and then forearm to the thigh, pause and breathe. Left arm reaches overhead. So as I hug my right hip in, I extend the entire left side body. Pull the belly back, turn your chest, look underneath the armpit. And then breathe into that. Okay, left hand's gonna come down to the ground. Right away, spin it around. Right arm goes up, but take your left foot out, and then come onto the pinky toe mount. So feel into that, plant your left hand. Can you stack into vashi on an upward side? So my left fingertips are forward this time. Shoulder pulls back, I stacked my right leg on top of the left. Right foot comes back to the top of the mat. Right fingertips come down. Feel that outer IT band. Swing your left leg up and around, and then pull the knee into the chest. Left foot goes down, hips distance. Turn the toes out, squat it down right away. Lift your hands off the ground, okay. Feel it out. Inhale, hands go down. Shoot the heels back, forward fold, drop your head. Plant the palms. Right leg goes back. Left leg goes back, down dog, drop your head. Left knee, upper left arm, tap it for me. Sweep it to the sky, hop up one time. Step it through, warrior one. Come on up, clasp the elbows. Straighten through the thigh. Turn it to the back, left arm on top of the right. Devotional, drop inside the leg. Right hand, right shin, spin it open into a triangle right away. Bend the knee, find that woohoo rainbow to the left. And then sweep it to the sky, warrior two on the left side. Flip the palm, lean it back, reverse it. Forearm to the thigh, right arm overhead. Pause, breathe, hug the hip in, get steady, turn your chest open. And then notice the challenge that's gonna come up in a moment. We're gonna take a vashi at the top of the mat, but off the mat. In the real world, yeah? It's kind of where we would take it, no? In the middle of the street. After you get that flat tire, right hand comes down. You know what I mean. Left arm goes up. Take your right leg, slide it out to the left as much as you can. Come onto the pinky edge, and then stack your left leg on top of it right away. Squeeze in from the hips, pull the right shoulder back, breathe, and then arc up through the belly as much as you can so you lift from the obliques. Left foot comes to the top of the mat. Left hand comes down, swirl your right leg up and around. Knee to the nose. Right foot down, forward fold. Spin the heels out, squat. Lift your hands off the ground. Hands go down, lunge your left leg back, followed by the right, down dog, drop your head. Take a smooth breath in, open through the mouth, let it out. Okay, think your speed bumps at the top of the mat. Lift your heels high, bend your knees, hop up and kick your booty one time. Land softly, look towards the hands, right knee up or right arm, sweep it to the sky, hop. Step it through, find your warrior one, arms come up. Inhale, straighten through the leg, turn it to the back, right elbow on top of left, devotional sink into the legs. Left hand, left ankle, spin it open to a triangle. Right arm overhead, hit it with the rainbow to the right. Let the arms sweep up, warrior two to the right. Flip reverse, lean it back. Half moon, grab a block, and come right on up. So in your half moon, pause and breathe. Lengthen, lift the left leg, lift the left arm, feel into it for me. And then as the right hip hugs in, think about where we've been going already with the knee to the upper arm. So left arm overhead, pull yourself in two directions. My left heel pushes back, my left arm reaches overhead. Now you're at the top of the mat, bring the left hand down, pivot around. I'm moving the block out of the way. Left knee, upper left arm right away. Keep that, right knee to the upper right arm. Maybe you stay here, maybe you lift both heels and give me a crow right there. So I gotta climb up right away. Step, float, hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, downward facing dog. Scoot it back if you were like me and you moved across the mat quite a bit. Last side beauties, left leg. Tap the upper left arm, sweep it to the sky, hop up, step it in between your hands, spin the back heel, warrior one, come on up. Straighten the left leg. Turn it to the back, left arm on top of the right, forward fold, dive into the thigh. Right hand, right shin, triangle, let it splash open. Hit it with a rainbow to the left. And then sweep the arms the opposite way to warrior two to the left instead. Flip the palm, inhale, lean it back. Here we go, half moon at the top of the mat. Now I'm grabbing a block today to get more length through my ribs. That's gonna give me some height when I climb into my crow in a moment. So think about how we're entering that crow. Knee to the upper arm, and then that chaturanga, that little speed bump back, right? Right arm overhead, pull yourself in two directions. Breathe, lengthen, hug your belly in, feel the opposition. Right hand goes down, I'm gonna spin it around, and it's gonna be up to you where you wanna go with this. So right knee, upper right arm, I might stay there. I drop my hips. I might take my left knee to the upper left arm and get a full crow. I might just dangle the toes off the ground. And then it's a step, float, hop it back, inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a moment in down dog, just to feel around all the movement. Sinking the heels down, spreading the toes out, relaxing in. All this work to get somewhere, right? Where are we headed? What potholes are on the path that you can slowly, smoothly sail over instead of letting them bring you down? Look towards your thumbs. Keep your head high, walk your tippy toes in just a bit. Bend your knees, hop up, kick your butt again one time. Lower slow, and then hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen your chest. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Sweep your arms, inhale, rise up to stand, clasp opposite elbows overhead, lean back. Right foot behind the left, there's our curtsy snap. From here, right foot right on top of the left elbow on top of the right, give me an eagle at the top of the mat. Squeeze in. Right foot next to the left, take the arms up to the sky, Utkatasana, sink low in the hips, guys. Come up to stand, clasp opposite elbows, lean back. Left foot behind the right, curtsy, maybe a snap. Left foot on top, or pardon, left knee on top, wrap it into eagle, right elbow. Pause and breathe, hit it, find the landing. Right foot next to the left, it's an Utkatasana, pardon, left foot next to the right. And then press through the feet, come up to stand, clasp opposite elbows for me, lean back. One more time, right foot behind the left, curtsy. Right knee on top of the left elbow on top of the right, find that eagle for me. Utkatasana, arms go up to the sky, you sink deep into the hips. Come up to standing, clasp opposite elbows, lean back. Left leg behind the right, curtsy. Left knee on top, right elbow on top, find your eagle. Left foot next to the right, Utkatasana. And now from here, press into the heels, come on up, clasp opposite elbows for me, pause and breathe. Lift your heels, bend your knees. Find that little skier pose at the top of the mat. Now drop down through the heels and let your knees go forward for me. Okay, knees go wide. You're gonna find your options this time. You're gonna take your crow again, evenly, but this time, potentially, kick your legs to the sky for tripod headstand. And then from tripod headstand, we're lowering to chaturanga. I'll hop back a bit. You can pad it up if you want your blanket at the top of the mat. It's helpful. So here we go. I find my squat, my hands go down, my knees slide above my elbows. Leaning forward, lift up through the feet, and then drop onto the crown when you're ready. Use your belly, hug the knees in, and kick it to the sky. Now, you gotta think you're gonna get over that pothole, guys. Hug the elbows in. You're gonna slowly start to lower the legs towards the back of the mat like you were reaching for that block in the beginning of class. And then reach for it and shoot it back and lift your head at the same time. Curl over the toes for an up dog, guys. Downward facing dog. So it's a hard transition to get because it takes that reach. So you gotta kind of reach into the fear, the unknown, and get really present with it. Right knee, upper right arm, tap it. Sweep it to the sky, hop up one time. Step it through. Warrior one, clasp opposite elbows, come on up. Straighten through the right leg, turn it to the side, take it to the back of the mat, right elbow on top of the left, and dive into it. Feel around for me. Hands come down inside your left leg. Spin your right heel up, walk your left foot out to the left. Now look forward and give me a little chaturanga here. Push it right back up. Lower your right knee down, reach around, grab the pinky toe mound with your left hand, and I drop my left knee to the side to stretch the thighs. Feel into that, push out of that right hand so you can revolve your chest a lot to the left. Left hand comes down inside your left leg, pivot it around. So I lift my right knee, turn to the side, and bend into a skandasana. Maybe drop your butt all the way down. Flare your left toes up, take your arms wide if you'd like. Maybe bind them behind your back, guys. I kind of like keeping my right fingertips down and taking the left arm up. And then pause and breathe, feel that in your inner thighs for me. Okay, hands go down, pivot around to the top of the mat. It's the same thing, my hands go down, look forward, bend, find a little baby chaturanga when you're ready. Press it up, hands stay flat, right leg steps back to the left. It's a plank, downward facing dog right away. Left side, left knee, upper left arm. Sweep it to the sky, hop up, step it through, find that warrior one, arms sweep up. Straighten through the leg, turn it to the side, all the way back, left elbow on top of the right, forward fold inside that right thigh. Hands come down this time. Spin your left heel up as you walk your right foot out to the right. Look forward for me, lower halfway, there's that chaturanga. Press it right back up, lower your left knee, reach around, grab the pinky toe mound. Let your right knee fall to the side. Pull the left heel in and then turn your chest as much as you can. Breathe into that. So there's this big press through that bottom hand to really revolve my chest open as much as I can. Okay, right arm comes up. Take it in, spin it around, It's a skandasana on my left leg. Flare the right toes, sit your butt back today, breathe, and then find that arm variation that feels serving. So I'm liking this today. You can bind, do what you like, but feel it out. Turn your chest around. Maybe reach up and aim to see that right thumb with your eyeballs. We're pivoting around to the top of the mat. So lift your hips, spin it around. You're on your right toes, hands come down. Look forward, lower halfway. Press it right back up. Left foot to the right, plank, belly straight. Downward facing dog. Take a smooth breath in. Open through the mouth, let it out. Okay, look at all these things we're doing today. Right knee up or right arm, tap it for me. Sweep it to the sky, hop high. Step it in between your hands, stay on the back toes. Come up, find that crescent pose. There it is. Right elbow on top of the left, eagle. Exhale, lean forward for me. And then hook, elbows outside the knee. Maybe start to splash those arms wide and take that right arm to the sky. Now work that left leg up, look up, see that right thumb. Maybe take the right arm overhead and pull yourself in two directions again, something we were working on all class. Notice my left hand in line with my right ankle. Hand comes down, standing, split it out. Left leg to the right, come onto the pinky edge, put your left hand flat, slide your right leg on top of it. There's that vashi again. Pause and breathe. Look up, see that right thumb for me. Right hand goes down at the top of the mat, step your right foot in, and now sneak your left knee forward of the right. Bend your knees. Side crow, so my hands are facing forward. Both knees are gonna tether to my upper right arm. I lean forward and see if I can pick my feet off the ground. And then I gotta think that speed block at the back. Hop, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Downward facing dog. Snuck you into that one. Last round. Left knee up or left arm. Sweep it to the sky, hop up one time. Step through, you're finding a crescent, guys. So stay on the right toes, come on up, clasp opposite elbows. Left arm on top of the right, find that work in the upper chest. Now exhale, elbows to the belly for me. Slide and twist when you're ready. And then really see if you can sneak your right hand outside that left ankle to turn open. As I turn open, look up. See that left thumb. Hug that right hip in, pull the left side back, lift up through the belly as much as you can, and then take your left arm over your head. Literally pull yourself in two directions. Breathe. Open the armpit, open through the scapula, get into the belly, carve some space. Left hand to the ground. It's a standing split, tilt into it. And then right foot all the way to the outer left side. So my right hand comes down, fingers face forward, left leg on top, stack. Find that vashi, breathe. Pause, lift your belly, lift from the obliques. Left hand down at the top of the mat. Now pause, step your left foot in, but swing your right leg in front of it. Drop the hips like that squat immediately. Both knees tethered to the upper left arm this time. And then I'm gonna think I gotta hop my feet back, get over that speed bump, and land my chaturanga. Hands go down. Lean forward into the palm. Pick your feet off the ground if you can. Step, float, hop it back. Inhale, up dog. Downward facing dog. I like my sound effects for this class. Lower your knees, okay. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Sink your butt down for a moment in a child's pose. Press deep into the hands. Slide the hands to the knee. Come on up. Sweep the arms overhead, clasp opposite elbows there for me. Lean back, lift your chest. Arms sweep wide. You're gonna prop up onto the shins. Eagle wrap, right elbow on top of the left. Inhale, arms go wide. sweep them up to the sky, and then clasp opposite elbows and sink right back down. So you find this little control. Inhale, arms go wide. Left elbow on top of the right, lift your hips and take it to the sky again. So I get this extension. Okay, arms sweep wide. Tuck your toes this time, clasp opposite elbows, and let your butt go back. Now lift your knees and come up to stand. Oh, arms go wide and take them down to the sides. That was it. Okay, so you're gonna turn to a wall with your mat and have at least one block with you. We're gonna hop up into handstand. I want you to think you're shooting yourself out like a canyon, like you are hopping past those speed bumps. And we're gonna do it by hopping up with our toes on a block. So turn your mat, face the wall for me, and then grab one of your blocks when you're ready, and you're gonna step it or place it right in the middle of the mat. Yeah, you got it right in the middle of the mat. Now you're gonna sit on it and we're gonna do our little back bends and then we're gonna hop up from it. So I'm straddling around it with my ankles, just like the beginning of class. Sink back, let the butt go back. Top of the feet are flat. Take a moment, ground, get stable, find your foundation, and then sweep the arms up overhead, pause for a moment, feel into it. Clasp those opposite elbows, work the arms back, right? Work them back. And then inhale, let the arms sweep wide. Right elbow on top of the left, guys. Lift your chest to the sky. Now lift your hips and squeeze around the block. Outer ankles in like our chaturanga. As the arms sweep wide, take them up to the sky, but let the arms sweep back and see if you can reach for those ankles without grabbing them for me. But lift your chest towards the wall in the sky. Feel into that. And then let your butt just sink down and back. Bring the fingertips to the ground, lift your hips, baby camel it out. Next time you'll reach for the heels, drop it down, arms sweep overhead, clasp opposite elbows again. Lean back, take a couple really deep breaths. It's like, oh man, arms sweep wide, left elbow on top of the right, lift your chest to the sky, then lift up through the thighs. Oh man, I hit another speed bump. There goes my nervous system. Inhale, arms go up. There goes all those good things I was generating because one little negative thing came into place. Grab those ankles if you can, thumbs and pinkies back, right? That's what happens. We lose focus. We lose our balance. We're cut off from it. Hands to the hips, come on up. As the hands come down this time, be close to the wall. So I bring my hands down, tuck my toes, lift up. And then I slide my toes onto the block. Now I gotta think for myself, I'm getting over this speed bump. I'm gonna make it to the wall when I hop up. So look forward towards your hands. Close to the wall, pull your shoulders over the wrists. You've gotta hop up with confidence to get the legs up, both at the same time. So pushing through the hands, stack your shoulders over your wrists, look towards the wall, bend your knees, hop on up, and land it. So I go right into that handstand, kicking my heels. And then I come down the same way. I slide the knees into the chest and I lower slow. As I come down, I can take the feet wide to straddle the block or land my tippy toes on the block. And then do it again and do it a couple times, just feeling it out. So I want you to hop up, hop down, hop up, hop down, and see how evenly you can smooth it out. First one will feel like a speed bump. You'll hit the wall and it'll be that same sound you hear under your car when you hit one, right? Think about that. It's so true, right? You hit it and it's like, da-dunk, da-dunk. And you're like, fuck, did I just blow a tire? Did I just lose a muffler? Right? Like all these thoughts come into your head and you're like, I'm fine. And sometimes you're not fine. This past weekend while I was in LA, I incurred 2 flat tires. And then my boyfriend hit one. And I was like, oh my gosh, something's happening, right? something's happening. The universe is telling me something. Bend the knees. Maybe that I'm not wanted in LA anymore. I don't know. So you're just hopping and landing. Hopefully you're doing it smooth. Keeping the shoulders over the wrists, playing with the foundation of the belly. And then what's fun about it is when you're done, you can just sit on the block. But try to smooth it out so much that your heels inevitably stop touching the wall. Like you smooth out the bump in general and you don't hit anything. You just course over the potholes without letting it affect you, and you find your stability right away. Think about that. When you're done, you'll be on the block. Close your eyes for a moment, bring the hands to the heart, just bow in. Smoothing out the breath, letting go of the rigidity we feel when we encounter challenges and the way we want things to be. I know for me, it's a big time of healing and really looking at my own inner grief and how it can propel me, making sense of things so that I can take the light of them and release the heaviness of the bumps. Fingertips go down to the ground, straighten your legs out, forward fold, clasp opposite elbows, give yourself a little sway. Side to side, feel into the back of the legs. Stay facing towards the wall. Inhale, lengthen the chest forward for me. Take the block, move it out of the way when you're ready. You won't need it. And then from here, bring the hands flat, heel toe your feet together. Let your left leg go back. Bring your right leg forward into a single pigeon. And then lower down. If you want the block underneath the hip, you can. But I would say bring the forearms to the ground, just drop in. Take a couple deep breaths and let it go. Do nothing. Now you're gonna pull the hands back. You might stay where you are. You might come on up, hug the right hip in, bend your left leg and reach back with your left hand to grab the big toe mound. And that could be plenty in a back bend. You can take any variation you want. Maybe the right arm comes up. And then when you're done, the hands will come down. Tuck your left toes, lift your right knee, flip it into a wild thing. Maybe the right hand comes to the wall and you press it out. And then it's a downward facing dog. Immediately coming to the second side with single pigeon. Lower down, guys. You can come onto the forearms. Drop the head, close the eyes, just let it all go. Notice what comes up in the back of the mind. Notice the challenges you are emotionally facing right now. And what those emotions feel like. Where are they in your body? Can you describe them? Do they have a color? Do they have a texture? You could stay there, maybe you come up, bend your right leg, grab that big toe mound again for a little back bend. And then any variation, you could take mermaid, you could take the left arm up. I'm going easy today. Feel it out for you. What works for you, what's not working for you. Pave the way, right? As the hands come down, you're flipping it back. Oh, wild thing with your left leg, left arm over your head. Left hand comes down, down dog. And then bend your knees, put them down to the ground. Sit back and extend your legs forward, flexing the feet. Check out those ankles for me. They did a lot of hopping. And then inhale, arms go up when you're ready. Forward fold, grab the feet, bow in, drop your head, let it go. Shake it no, shake it yes. Soften wherever you can. And then take a smooth breath in. Let it out. Once you're ready, you'll come on up. We're gonna slide onto the back, hug your knees into your chest, and give yourself a big squeeze for your efforts. And then do some circles on the low back for me. Maybe take a twist. I'm gonna leave it to you, right? Whatever you wanna do to end your beautiful practice. It might simply be letting go, receiving the work of it, and not allowing yourself to stay in the heaviness, linger in the anxiety of your own personal speed bumps. Once you do release, take a moment, really sink into the mat. Lower the tongue to the bottom of the mouth, spread your teeth, ungrip your cheeks, unfurrow your forehead for a moment, and land and simply be in the space where you're held, supported, light, not heavy. Take a smooth breath in, and then let it go. And melt it. Take your arms overhead. Flip the palms, stretch into your upper back for a moment. Find some length. And bend your knees, put your feet flat for a moment. Lift your hips, lengthen your low back, and then reach around and grab the knees, draw them into your belly. Rock and roll the length of the spine until you come up, guys. And then let's just sit like a Buddha for a moment. Closing through the eyes. Taking the hands on top of the knees. Whew. Just catching our breath. Feeling our bodies. Allowing the emotions to dissipate. So there's some smooth sailing. No rocky waves. Take a smooth breath in. Open through the mouth, let it out. And then bring the hands to the heart and take a bow. Namaste. Have a great day. I hope you enjoyed that practice, and leave a comment about the current speed bumps in your own life that you're trying to bypass. Maybe we take toll roads. Okay.